Alright, my friend, let me tell you about the new Captain America movie that's causing a stir in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Captain America, Brave New World is the next big thing in Phase 5, but the buzz isn't just about its stars or storyline. It's about how shockingly short the runtime is, leaving fans with mixed emotions. This movie clocks in at just 1 hour and 58 minutes, making it one of the shortest MCU films ever. Think about it, shorter than Thor, The Dark World or Ant-Man, which isn't something you hear often when it comes to Marvel's epic blockbusters. For some perspective, most recent MCU movies average around 2 hours and 6 minutes, so this is a significant dip below that mark. And when you compare it to the legendary Captain America, Civil War, which ran for a satisfying 2 hours and 27 minutes, you can see why fans are raising their eyebrows. So, what's the big deal? Some folks are concerned that the shorter runtime could mean a lack of depth, especially given the ambitious plot. Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson, who's now carrying the Captain America mantle, will face major challenges, including clashing with President Thunderbolt Ross, played by Harrison Ford. It's Mackie's first solo outing as Captain America, so expectations are through the roof. And let's not forget the introduction of the Red Hulk, a long-awaited addition to the MCU. On top of that, the cast is stacked. From Giancarlo Esposito as Seth Volker, aka Sidewinder, to Liv Tyler reprising her role as Betty Ross, the movie has a lot of star power. But can all these characters and their arcs get the attention they deserve in under 2 hours? That's the burning question. The shorter runtime isn't the only hurdle this movie faces. Reports of mixed reactions from test screenings and extensive reshoots have fans worried. Remember the infamous Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania? That film also went through heavy reshoots and ended up being one of the least loved entries in the MCU. People are wondering if Brave New World is heading down a similar path. Despite the concerns, there's hope. Early box office projections look promising, with estimates suggesting an opening weekend haul between $80 million and $100 million. It's worth noting that Civil War earned over $1.1 billion worldwide, so the bar is set sky high. But the fact that fans are still hyped about Mackie's debut as the titular hero says a lot. There's also optimism around the introduction of new dynamics, like Sam Wilson's leadership style and his moral dilemmas as the world watches his every move. Now, let's talk about those writers. The film has 6 credited writers, which can be a double-edged sword. While some MCU projects with multiple writers have succeeded, others have faltered under the weight of too many ideas. Fans hope that Brave New World leans more towards the former and avoids the pitfalls of overcomplication. Then there's the timing of its release. Set to hit theaters on February 14th, it lands in a spot that could work in its favor. A Valentine's Day debut might attract not just die-hard Marvel fans but also casual viewers looking for a cinematic experience. Plus, the marketing around this being the most anticipated film of the year adds to the excitement. But let's not sugarcoat it. Marvel has faced a few missteps recently, and Brave New World needs to deliver on multiple fronts to win over skeptics. A strong box office showing is one thing, but fan reception will ultimately determine whether this film becomes a beloved addition to the Captain America legacy or a forgettable entry in the MCU. First off, we have to acknowledge the huge weight on Brave New World's shoulders. The film is coming after Avengers: Endgame, a cinematic milestone that brought an epic conclusion to the Infinity Saga. Fans have been hoping for the same level of excitement and impact in the new phase, especially with Anthony Mackie taking over as Captain America. Mackie's portrayal of Sam Wilson has been something many fans have loved ever since his first appearance in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But now, he's stepping into the iconic red, white, and blue suit, and that's no small feat. Chris Evans' version of Captain America set an incredibly high bar, and it's not just about wearing the shield but embodying everything the character stands for. So, this movie has a lot of pressure to convince audiences that Sam Wilson can be the Captain America they need in this new era. And then there's the question of legacy. Steve Rogers might be out of the picture, but his impact on the world of Marvel is undeniable. Brave New World isn't just a solo film, it's also part of a much larger, interconnected universe. The decisions Sam makes as Captain America will likely affect the MCU's direction in Phase 5 and beyond. How he handles global conflicts, especially in such a politically charged environment, could shape future storylines and set the stage for the Avengers in the coming years. Harrison Ford's Thunderbolt Ross and Red Hulk. Now, Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross is one of the most exciting additions to Brave New World. For fans of the comics, Thunderbolt Ross' transformation into the Red Hulk is a long-awaited moment. But it's also a tricky one, as Ford's casting adds a level of gravitas to a character that has traditionally been more of a secondary figure. Ross has always had a complex relationship with the Hulk. He's been an antagonist in the past, and now, with his transformation into Red Hulk, his dynamics with Sam Wilson's Captain America will be crucial. The movie's premise shows Ross working alongside Sam but eventually becoming a major threat. This clash between the two powerful figures will not only test Sam's resolve but could also impact the trajectory of the MCU's future. Could this be the beginning of a new era where the line between hero and anti-hero becomes even more blurred? The mixed reception and reshoots. If you've been keeping up with the production buzz around Brave New World, you'll know there have been some bumps along the way. Mixed feedback from early screenings and the necessity for reshoots have added a layer of concern. Now, reshoots are a common part of the filmmaking process, and many successful films have undergone them, but when there's so much attention on a movie and the stakes are this high, the worries grow. Given that some recent MCU films, like Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, didn't land well with audiences, fans are nervous that Brave New World could fall into the same trap. Some feel that Marvel has struggled to find the right tone in the post-Infinity Saga era, and the rush to produce content for Disney Plus and the big screen has led to inconsistent storytelling. The possibility of Brave New World becoming another film that leaves fans disappointed is very much in the air. But there's a silver lining. Even with the reshoots, the potential for a high-quality movie is still there. Marvel has always bounced back from challenges. And with a talented cast and a director like Julius Onah at the helm, there's room for optimism. It's just a matter of whether the final product can tie everything together in a way that satisfies longtime fans while attracting new ones. When it comes to the box office, Brave New World has some solid projections. Early estimates suggest it could bring in anywhere from $80 million to $100 million during its opening weekend, which is a decent figure, especially for a solo Captain America movie. But here's the catch: Marvel Studios and its fans are used to much higher numbers. The last Captain America movie, Civil War, grossed over $1.1 billion worldwide, making it one of the highest-grossing MCU films. The bar has been set incredibly high, and while $100 million is nothing to sneeze at, it might not be enough to meet expectations. This brings up an interesting point about the changing landscape of the MCU. As Marvel moves further into Phase 5, some of the newer films have had a harder time replicating the success of the Infinity Saga. Thor, Love and Thunder and the Marvels both received mixed reviews, and their box office numbers reflected that. If Brave New World can't rise above the general unease surrounding recent MCU films, it could be a sign that the franchise needs to recalibrate. But if it does well? If it brings in solid numbers and positive reviews? Well, that could mean a resurgence of excitement for the MCU's future. It could pave the way for Sam Wilson's version of Captain America to truly find his place in the universe, and maybe even set the stage for some larger narrative arcs in the coming years. There's no denying the fact that Captain America, Brave New World has a lot riding on it. From the pressure of living up to its predecessors to the uncertainty of its shorter runtime, there's a lot that could go either way. Fans are excited but cautious. Marvel has shown that it's capable of creating cinematic magic, but with this movie, it's unclear whether they'll hit the mark or fall short. As we get closer to its release date, one thing is for sure: the eyes of the MCU world will be locked on it, and we'll all be holding our breath to see if this new chapter in the Captain America saga can live up to the legacy. We'll have to wait until February 14th, 2025, to find out. But for now, it's a matter of hoping that the film can break through the clouds of doubt and deliver something special to audiences everywhere. Whether Brave New World succeeds or fails, it'll certainly be a turning point in the MCU, one way or another.